dropped bombs in his first performance. CTR on the other side of things. Let's get into this one.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I want to see what NIP have been working on. Obviously, since the new boys been in the team, Complexity they seem to be right back where they left off, and the GG.bet odds are favoring the international squad here as we get underway.
Smoked, outside presence feigned by ZTR. It forces Blame down the vents. Hampus, oh, they're coming up the squeaky, and now he has to come up the vents. This is great. A top take, baiting the outside presence. JKS from lobby could have a bit of something to say. It's not clean. It's far from it. Double peeking coming. Oh, he's practically locked out. Hampus turns the key, and I think that's the end of that. Poison would need a ridiculous headshot.
Blame's good. I don't know if he's this good, and I think as the in-game leader scurries away, you might want to try and get a couple more kills or hold on to this armor, because it will be the classic Cloud9 Force Spy, Cloud9 Complexity Force Spy going into the next. Cloud9 was the last game, didn't go so well for them.
But that was just such a lovely little exploit of Blame's tendencies. When there is presence outside, he's the first responsible for the lower site.
Yeah, they punished that rotation straight away, right? And that might be a key theme for this game as Plopsky takes down Blame. And one of the things I remember late last year, we were talking to Threat, and he was mentioning how he thinks that the Nuke meta, especially on the CT side, might be shifting. So we have to wait to the other half to see what happens there. But Complexity, since Poison has come back, they haven't played a Nuke. So they were over there in Blast. They were playing in the likes of EG, G2, Vitality. It was Mirage, Overpass, Dust 2, Inferno. There was no Nuke. So we haven't seen Nuke out of them for some time. And it was a map where I thought their T-started to get a little bit one-dimensional. Some of these lurks from Blame were being found out. And obviously with the stand-ins, a map as technical like Nuke, things can fall apart very quickly. But as we look at round number 2, the Force Spy is out. Poison with the Scout, some Deagles in the mix. Light utility as well. Early tags would really send NIP scurrying.
Whoa. The analysts were talking about Poison Scout. Kassad and Yanko, of course. Great to have that Serbian partnership. I'm not so sure if Poison's going to get another chance. He has tagged one. It's going to be Nuke catching a bullet to the shoulder. Armored Deagles across the board elsewhere.
Okay, so these smokes can get dropped. You can see JKS dropping one over towards Squeaky as well. Hampus is in front of that, so there might be a little bit of a gap here where he can punish.
Playing with fire here.
I think Rush is aware this is a potential, and you can see he also has this Heaven line. Oh, he's not going to clear it. Oh, he's just slipped down the vent, so...
Oh, the Deagle, he sees him, but Rush does catch the trade. It's an AK. He could do good work with that. Needs a clean headshot and finds it. Sends Rez down to the Shadow Realm. A miss, though. There's 2 from Hut, 1 from Main. He's got so many awkward angles. He does tuck in. Oh, clean from Rush as he gets another. Magnificent turnaround.
The young boys, ETR, 1-on-2. The pressure's on.
Holds it. Doesn't get the frag. Just an inquisitive one, and the nade makes it so awkward. Well played. Rush bails them out of trouble with a quad kill, round 2.
When Rush does something like that, we need to highlight that above everything else, right? Because you're going to be expecting your Blame Fs, your Configs, your JKSs. They'll be getting the 2 kills. Poison will find some impact with the AWP. But Rush, that's an impact round. Second round of the game, steals that away. And you can see how close it was to him exposing himself to Hampus. He goes down the vent. Oh, wait, there's a player there. Comes out, picks up the AK. And he just looks so cool, especially with that Hut kill onto Nuke. And they've just robbed them right there. So NIP, they respond with a Force Spy of their own. A bit harder on the T side. Have to hope for a couple of wandering heads.
Yeah, but round 3, you've got your boy Poison holding yard with the best weapon for the job against Armored Deagles.
AKs?
And, yep, AKs as well. Fill the feed. Tip of Rez's head, and Blamev makes him dead. Another potentially above the smoke. Looks like just the 3 of them remaining. Ampa's catching 1 in lobby, I believe.
It's a good find at least, but now they're out of utility and they didn't get any ground, so it feels like it's just a matter of time until NIP get whittled away. Blame's still very confident towards yard, taking a couple more pot shots and controlling that on his lonesome. And we spoke about this before, but once again, no matter what happens here with the Ninjas, if they can soak out a couple more nades, that economy that's on the belt of Complexity here, maybe another frag, a plant would be great. Any damage they can do here is fantastic. Keep that CT economy honest.
Crossfire strong. As soon as Poison looks for help,
hello,
Config can swing. And that should have been all 3. Nuke's done well to find 1 there. They do take a couple of weapons away, but nothing to write home about. AK Org and the M4 remain.
Yeah, good signs here early for Blame, just hitting a couple of those shots, showing that the aim's not shaky. I think Complexity are just the favorites in this one. We have to think about what happened over the last 6 months. Obviously, they're chopping and changing, the honeymoon situation with Poison coming back, all of that. But with the work ethic we know that's attached to Complexity, I think they will have tried to close up as many of those holes as quickly as possible. NIP, on the other hand, again, a team where we're dealing with a new young kid in the squad, constantly being retooled. We saw that with Ninjas a lot. And, well, now it's just an eco. So 2 on top of main, 3 towards Squeaky. Should be a bit of a bloodbath.
Should.
Okay. Bit of a standoff here. Just waiting for any movement. On top of main is Nuke. There with ZTR. 3 still just waiting in Squeaky. And this is more of what I was mentioning, right? Milking out these nades. And jumping to your death. So there's one.
Oh, it's so sketchy. He's actually gone down.
Glock frag.
It's a Glock frag, but that's about it. They will recover the weaponry. All good in the hood. 3 for Complexity, and we're into our 5th round. It will be time for the AKs. Let's see what NIP's playbook looks like. What's Threat cooked up as well, as alongside ZTR, who is apparently one of the more vocal members of the Ninjas, which I find very interesting.
Yeah, look, communication is one of the aspects of Counter-Strike that we don't tend to get to look into too much, but it's one of the most important for sure. So if a young kid comes in and he can calm while fragging, that's always an asset, something you normally have to help the youngsters with, get them feel a bit more comfortable. I
mean, talking of getting comfortable, I think there's another great point raised by the desk in regard to JKS being surrounded by his teammates again. He's actually met his team for the first time.
Yeah, funny theory, that one.
I imagine that might help with some synergy.
Yeah, just to, you know, actually have a conversation in person.
They're not just names on a TeamSpeak.
Hello, Blame F.
Greetings. Why is he a robot?
I don't know.
Okay. Is that how he talks? I mean, I assume you know him.
Well, he works so hard, he might be a bit of... Or are we talking
okay. This is all right. It trades 1 for 1, but there's info. Rez in warehouse and locked out by an AWPer. Won't be able to escape just yet. Top site rotation from Rush. He's going to fill the gap on main, given the loss of life of Blame. Good smoke on towards the lockers. Does completely nullify Poison, and that gives Rez room to tuck on in. A new angle found. Yeah, Poison has no info now, and Rez can start his crawl towards lower hell. It looks like Hampus has drawn blood in a big way. 2 frags. JKS can still ruin things if Hampus doesn't just win the round right then and there. He's not expecting this, and ZTR's patience is rewarded with his 2nd. Big round for NIP. Hampus delivers 3. I wonder if we'll be able to see those in the replay, because that has just broken Complexity into a very weird state of their finances.
Yeah, so Poison and Blame could get some rifles, and then the rest could force buy in here. And here's Hampus's POV. Smoke clears, grabs 1, Config going for the trade, and then he just makes his way out. Squeaky door, Poison up heaven, easy as you
cynical.
like. Now, when Hampus is making plays, I don't get scared in the same way with a lot. You got to put like Hampus, Carrigan, there's probably a bunch of names, Boomich, in-game leaders who make plays, and you see the impact, right? I don't worry when I see Hampus going for a play. So when you see him getting involved like that, that's all part of the plan.
Yeah, I mean, the NIP squad have made so many interesting decisions in their roster, and almost every single one of them has paid off. I remember when Plopsky was arriving on the scene, and we were all kind of hesitant to see how far he would go, and he's found the first in this round. Oh, that's a little godsend from Config. I say that. Rez knows what's up. Catches him straight through the smoke, tucked in on that close squeak vent.
There's no smoke for the one-way here either, so they need to get gifted a couple of kills.
If Poison could somehow bait everyone to look at heaven. That vents, yeah, that's what he's trying.
Look at me.
Plopsky's not really buying it.
It might even be the save here. I know that seems a bit strange considering how close they are to the bomb site right now, but these rifles, Blame going up the vent, them peering out heaven, very unlikely. If they can find another kill and get JKS a rifle, this could be great because Complexity can have another buy going forward. NIP, though, they look like they're playing a very, very safe brand of CS here, not taking too many risks. They're not overextending. They've gotten their control. This is what you want to see in the early stages. If it's really hyper-aggressive CS and people making a lot of mistakes, you can get a little bit worried, but this is the T half. They're staying cool, they're staying calm, and staying regimented, deal with that force buy of Complexity here, and we'll tie the score up 3-3. Only lost 1 member in Hampus. Complexity will save these rifles, though. Likely to be the save. You can see here with the loss bonus coming through, Blame and Poison with just over 2k each. Config, Rush, 1.9 for each. So should be the save here. I wouldn't expect them to go with back-to-back force buys, even with the 2 rifles. And they're going to take a timeout. So talking this one through with Keita, that's the coach of Complexity, will also give Threat a chance to chime in with NIP.
Do you think there's a lot more to be done with statistics than is currently being done? In terms of analytical tools. I'm thinking, like, I know Keita is a proper numbers nerd, and I'm sure he's probably cooked up a couple of decisions based on pond statistics.
Yeah, I think there's lots of things that you can break down, right? Obviously, most of the stuff that we talk about is like ways that you can deal with opponents' tendencies and that kind of stuff. But I remember speaking to Malik for a while, and he was talking about they had something that was able to show which players were good at off angles or which had good first ball accuracy. So, for example, he was telling me that Jax is really good at the off angles, I think it was, right? And that kind of makes sense with these shotgun plays at ramps that people might remember. So, you know, your tendency to play more of those off angles because it's a strength, right? So you can look at it in a lot of different ways, but for sure...
didn't choose to reinvest anything at all. It will just be the preserved rifles alongside that P250 of Jazzy Bear.
Oh, this is aggressive.
I like it. Oh, and Plopsky does too. He wins the duel with just 16 HP, but that is an angle. It was an angle. Past tense, knocked on his ass by Plopsky. 2 on the yard fight. Hampus locking down this ramp push should it come through, and it is only going to be USPs alongside that P250, practically a 1 round.
Yeah, the guns are marooned. I like the play. So they're trying to set up to completely lock down that yard and maybe funnel them through to ramp, but the fact that Blame didn't get the first, it just meant the trades have fallen in the favor of NIP, and now just regrouping. Complexity are just hoping to get a kill or two. Keep this one expensive, pick themselves up a rifle. Yeah.
You talk orgs.
Yeah, sure.
So you know how Astralis have been buying 3 consistently on their CT
I'm not
sides.
sure how long that's going to last for.
This is what I'm saying. Doesn't seem like any other teams are like falling into the, this is what Astralis are doing, so I must do it too.
Yeah, and that's where it's either something that maybe isn't as powerful as what they've had experience with, or players maybe feel that they're a bit more proficient on the M4A4 or the Silence, but regardless... It's a difficult one.
I mean, yeah, so similar to the Krieg, I mean, it was a case of personal preference for a while, like a stubbornness to change. Oof. They've got a couple of frags here. He's even got an AK. If Plopsky gives him this, that molly practically seals his fate. Oh, what? Config steals it from under their noses! Through the flames, Cole, take 4.
Did one of the players from NIP pull out the bomb or a nade or something there? Like, what were they expecting was going to happen?
Let me see. So he gets Hampus, an express delivery AK.
Thank you very much.
Now let's watch his health.
Burning.
Burning, burning.
8 bullets.
Holds.
He's got a nade out. Oh, Plopsky.
Oh my God.
You don't get a freer round than that one right there. Yeah, that is a bit of a meltdown now.
Brett said ZTR claims he tilts. Now I'd be tilting off the face of the earth right now. Let's see if they can keep their cool.
Okay, AKs are good. Money's still there. That is, that looked like a sealed deal.
I mean, they saved 2 rifles, but those weren't the ones that won them the round. It was just the USPs and an armored P250. 3 down secret. Different look now. Rush is responsible for lower now, and I'm concerned he may not get to use all of that utility. It's a headshot swing. They can even boost, and they'll do just that. Looking towards the stairs for an early peek.
Rush has all his utility. This is going to be important, but if he misses the timing here, it's not really going to matter. So he spotted 1, has to quickly pivot. They're chasing him down towards the double doors.
Yeah, Incendiary buys him, what, 5 seconds now?
He has to smoke it.
Where's the rotate? Looks like Ramp will have JKS emerge.
So many points now to worry about for JKS. Decon. They can push the smoke at any point.
50 seconds, they still have yard. Now, that angle from Blame F is so tight, he has no info on anything other than the main cross. If they go back up secret towards top site, Blame will be the canary in the coal mine.
Who's top site right now to deal with this? They're both towards heaven.
They can go up the vents as well. That's the info. Oh, they can't work it out, but he can't convert. They're so low. Great shot from Config, but only the 1.
Top's open.
Swedes are in. Blame considering his options. Getting real awkward. It's actually 3v4, I should correct myself. ZTR's got a scrap of health. The nade could finish it off if he gets it right, but opts for the site.
This is a difficult retake now. Not a single kit picked up. This feels like it should be a save. With the way that Complexity played, the percentages here, they're just going to scuttle on back. That's a little bit perplexing, right? They rotated well. Blame was in a great position. As soon as they made it through main, though, obviously those comms are being called. And the shots for NIP were brilliant, so they're going to seal up the 4. So regardless of getting one stolen away from Config in the prior, Hampus wanting to punish as well. So now Blame's position is known. They can really tunnel in on this if they want, and they're going to opt just to hold on to these rifles. So the economy yet to be established on either side. NIP making the safe call as well. 3 guns kept for both teams, and we're tied up at 4-4. So Rush was able to save the AWP. We can get that into the hands of Poison. There's not really money to drop Config and Rush, though, so this is going to be a bit quizzical. They should buy. They should kind of invest in behind the rifles that they have. But NIP are doing a good job of dictating the game right now. Second timeout used already, and here's a bit of a replay. So this was Blame's battle with Hampus. You can see the scope comes in a bit handy there. That's one of the positives of the org that we were talking about before.
Press your nose to the screen like Device.
Yeah, sit really, really close. Okay, so right now, scores on the doors. You got JKS with 1 kill. At the top, Blame F with 8.
Round-winning kill, Chad. I will correct you.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, no, well, the thing is, right, like, when people look at these scores, it's hard to give context to all of it. JKS has been playing ramp. They haven't gone ramp a lot. He's had to play a bit more of a rotator role. They haven't had that many gun rounds so far.
Hampus had an incredible 3K that converted into a round, and I believe we've seen the same from Rez. Quiet elsewhere, though. So, 4-4 the score. Not going to be complaining either side just yet.
They all kept about 900 each, Alex, so just that's to
What's he up to? What are you up to?
Oh, he's been hurt.
Poison has stolen a frag and the bomb. Info galore. He's just charged towards lobby, and he may even find another. If you dare open that door, there's an AWP staring at you. Gap in the smoke not visible. ZTR can crawl to warehouse.
He's been heard, flashed in as well. Blaming credit card here is getting spammed up. That's also
that's
audible.
info. ZTR knows there's one close. This is a duel, and a big one for the young Swede. He second guesses himself, and Blame sits him on his butt cheeks. 3v5, awkward now. Poison's early frag has made this all the more difficult for the Ninjas, especially now another casualty has arisen.
Vent to low is a problem. There's no one on the lower site right now. JKS is starting to rotate. If NIP drop down the vent here, there could be a gap. Vent's not broken.
It's going to be so loud, yeah. You can't sneak. There's no sneaking elements. I do like the boost. Poison may not be expecting this. That's good. A way back in, perhaps. Rush denies it. Recovers an AK, but the frag is more important. Rez, oh, he's an easy frag. Rush goes down, a sitting duck, and another for Hampus. Surely not the 2v4. They can't afford to lose it. It's Rez to clutch. Blame has brought it back into Complexity's stead, and JKS is in such a prime position to punish it. He's slow, though. Rez will be allowed to plant. He has a flash. If he gets off the bomb, he needs to clean kill, and he finds it. One-on-one. The in-game leader versus one of the sharpest tools in the NIP shed. It's Rez looking for his 4th. Peeks off the back of the flash, no info. Hut or crawling? He's crawling into that left eye side. And Blame F converts. Plenty of time for the defuse. 3 on his part. That's a big round, if not game-defining win from Blame.
Yeah, the issue that I'm having right now with the Complexity side is that how close these rounds have been. The config round, just, right? That should never happen. This round from Blame here, it was a 2-on-1 situation. Goes down to a 1-on-1, very winnable for Rez there. So their impact is coming early. And the thing is, I think if these rounds start compounding, this is where NIP really will feel the heat. Because they're rounds where they're not shoo-ins necessarily, but they're important rounds that could really define how this first half goes. So just ahead now, Complexity 5-4. The plant's good, NIP can buy again. ZTR onto the UMP, smokes are good. Famis's though for...
Yeah, I mean, they are just holding on as desperately as they can to this CT economy. That win with 900 in the back pocket is a big step in the right direction. Rez charging so fast into the Blame F spray. Rush is so blind. He does unload a little more into Hampus, but just a top take. This gets awkward now. Poison needs something. He's going to get more than he bargained for. Mollies and everything. He does escape.
Look at him. They've changed. He looks a bit different. Well, they've cloned. Okay, this is what's happened. Complexity have cloned Nuke, and they've actually put... There we go. There we go. And we'll get that operational for you soon, ladies and gentlemen.
Why is Blame's bicep bigger than his head?
I don't know.
Like, how do you get biceps bigger than your head?
Look, I can be a bit of a glutton sometimes, right? I love a good tub of Ben and Jerry's.
But this guy's playing Counter-Strike 12 hours a day. Where does he find the time to bench press Mini Coopers?
Yeah, like, sure, you have to get to the gym, right? I get that.
Yes, that is a component.
He's huge. Like, how much does he have to eat? That would be the problem. I couldn't eat that much.
No, to be fair, appetite really does just seem to disappear in these long gaming days. Not for Blame F. He's probably got like 6 Tupperwares full of broccoli and chicken.
Someone's got a protein shake in the green room.
Yeah, well, don't look at me.
I've seen it.
Don't look at me.
Man.
I'm skin and bones these days.
All right, 5-5. And NIP with... Look, on the gun rounds, NIP, like the full gun rounds, NIP have looked like the better squad. They've looked more decisive. They've been able to hit a couple of banger shots. They're catching Complexity off guard in a lot of these situations. And Cole, the only reason that they're keeping their head above water is with these saved guns, right? They're able to find impact. And that's why this seems so labored, is because they're just having to go, okay, look, the chances we win this 3-on-5, 3-on-4 retake, it's pretty low. Let's save. We'll try again next round. Hope that the chips fall a little bit differently. Pack up their toys and try and play again another day. As once more, yard presence from the Ninjas.
Okay, this is going to be a big test for Blame. Smokes, Bloom. Poison responds by heading ramp for the lower should he be required.
They're giving him a lot of space
God, I hate
every time.
Like, Rush is responsible for topside here with a Deagle on main. Like, this can go wrong so many ways, unless Blame somehow doesn't only get one. He'd have to find the multi-kill here. Yeah, it's a not bad crossfire, but they have to be walking pretty damn slow for him to find those heads, and they're hunting him through Warehouse. It's loud. It's very loud. Blame should be cognizant of it shortly. Rush will help as well. There it is. There it is. Nuke walks up main, Rez tucked in close for the Blame hunt, but he hasn't confirmed his position and Blame checks it. Big from Complexity. Nuke has equalized. A second could very well be on the cards, but Rush's Deagle holds strong.
Great impact here from Rush. The 4K on the second round of the game, and now this as well when the chips are looking down. Complexity able to get a couple of
They've won
kills.
3 of these rounds.
Yeah, they're always a bit sketchy.
I mean, I'm speaking a bit too soon, but looks like it could be 3. Nonsense rounds. Rush a big part of both of them.
There's no gap lower here, but that's a big opening. If Rush doesn't convert this kill, now the site's open. It's a 2-on-2. Poison with the AWP, JKS and lower. He can't run.
Oh, okay.
He's hearing this.
They dropped to lower.
This
JKS,
is perfect.
It should be open and done. Closing it down. JKS brings home the 6th. That is another nonsense round from Complexity, and it's great setup. Their decision-making and their CT positioning was prime and perfect.
You could see how many players were actually having to look towards that area. We had Poison, ladder base. You've obviously got BlameF over towards the CT box. You've got JKS turtle up. So they're going for more of a turtle setup here. And then Rush. Main is such a scary spot. So the fact that he gets impact and survives, does all that, that's a huge round from him right there. So it's still tough. It's very tough. They denied the plant. The guns will be out for NIP one more time. If they can deny the plant here and they can stall out the ninjas, there's a chance for Complexity to start building. It feels like almost impossible to break Complexity at this point. You win one, you feel like you've done enough, and then they chip in with one of those cheeky rounds.
Oh, that's a great incendiary. Timing's just a little off. They do
my
charge
God, look at
into
the flames.
He's so blind. Daredevil config finally starts to do damage. Gone after 2. Poison sends another to the realm. The ZTR has a chance, especially as he drops. Great control of the spray. Nuke can't get JKS, but ZTR can.
Here he is again.
On for 4 kills in this round. The young gun, 17 years of age, up against BlameF. Could snap him in half. But that's not going to stop him. ZTR, colossal round. Puts 6 on the board for NIP, and he'll even put the cherry on top. He brings a zoom banger into Nuke's hands for the next.
And now Complexity are broken. No gun save. Look at the money. It is absolutely devastated. This has just been a grind for NIP. Round after round. Sure,
timing on his peak, dude.
Oh, the fact that he wins this round, right? Like, Blame is just stepping into that. So the reactions there, that is a huge round to win from the youngster, and a lot of impact here because there's a chance with the eco. Hold up, it's not the eco. They've actually gone all in here. So Complexity for the tail end, they're not giving up. I thought they might eventually take a partial buy, a save. They've gone all in again.
Yeah, I mean, this is a leader that believes his teammates are capable individually to keep this under their control, albeit with some heavy sacrifices. They're taking lobby, storming in. Hampus, sweat on the brow. Frags still coming in. They know where one is. One squeaky, they scream. Smoke defensively. He wants to try and find an angle over it, but my God, surely Complexity can't pull another one of these out of the hat. They could find the bomb if he keeps going. It's just behind JKS in lobby. ZTR, though, all the way wrapped around from outside. Poison's a dead man walking. And Hampus has already caught another. There's no way he's looking that way. Doesn't matter if Nuke gets the frag and another clean one. This is good for the ninjas now.
Bomb's down behind JKS.
He has no idea. He doesn't know. Or does he?
Oh, definitely not if he's taking this kind of fight.
Oh, and that's the end of that. Oh, nice attempt.
That flash, you saw the player who was on the railing, the rafter, as they pushed through Hut. I'm pretty sure BlameF threw that flash through Squeaky. So it's landed, gone through Squeaky door, landed in the doorway of Squeaky/lobby.
The lobby push.
And flashed, yeah, I didn't quite catch it. That's what looked like it happened.
The config's frag on that guy up ladder?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so. So if I can't go back and get it right now. I haven't configured my toys just yet. Got to play around with them a little bit more.
Hot water and soap, Chad.
Okay, thank you. We want to keep it hygienic around here. Or hygienic, either way. You can pronounce it however you want.
How dare you? I'm not.
All right, now, round 14, it is the eco. Complexity will buy in on the final round of the half, but they're just conceding down to these USPs, P250s. They're not working with a lot. NIP have done a great job. The fact that they didn't let any of those silly rounds they lost tilt them, they've stayed in this. They've had a clutch from the young boy. ZTR showing some form. They've been poised here and now going into a very important round. There's a chance for them to net this 8-6, giving them the lead here in the first half.
Oh, it's a necessary conversion here from NIP. They have to keep this bad boy clean. Can't afford to fall foul to any of the funny business they have in the past. Quick reactions, but not the connection.
Just very slow stuff here. So not wanting to fall into a stack. I understand if they take their time, they prod out here, use this Mac 10, give them a little bit of utility to work with, find you those entries. You can see now they're collapsing in on top site. Nobody's home. Spotted towards Yard now. So I think it's just a matter of dealing with this aggression from Complexity as they try and take away a couple of guns. Some AKs would be great going into that last round. Money also still not fantastic for NIP, but they've made the buy work time and time again. And this is it, just a shooting gallery now as Nuke will pick up one with the AWPs. ETR steps out, JKS will finish him, but Plopsky's there for the trade. And that's all she wrote. One player going down, NIP, 8 rounds now.
Couldn't be better.
For 9. They are looking good for 9 with how this has flowed.
The only player who you lose is the Mac 10 investment. Absolutely no worries. Does look like it'll be a technical just for a second. So NIP going to be calling that. We'll clear the HUD and we can talk about anything other than the game.
Oh, okay. Haven't been doing anything else other than Counter-Strike recently. I've been playing lots of pugs.
Yeah, I mean, you've been grinding CS since you went home. Like, you've had a 2-month Counter-Strike grind. What's your biggest takeaways from playing the video game you talk about? Across the board,
every kid who I'm playing against is nuts. Like obviously that's me over exaggerating there, but I think the level of Counter-Strike player just on general has gotten so much better. And now I didn't get to play too much Counter-Strike in Europe leisurely. So now that I'm doing that as a, what am I, 31-year-old man, it's like a dream come true. And this is one of the things, right? I think a lot of people take this for granted. This is the mecca of CS, is Europe. It's where the best teams, we always looked up to them. So I'll hopefully get back in with a couple more pugs. It just makes it hard when there's really good games to watch and I also want to go play some pugs. It's a difficult mix.
Yeah, and you convince yourself, I can watch the game while I play, and then you look up at halftime, you're like, oh, okay, I did plan to watch that. I didn't manage to. Now, this is the Renegades Mousesports update. We do get to see Dexter up against his old Aussie squad.
I'm very interested to see how this one goes. So for those of you who aren't too familiar, Renegades, the Australian team last year domestically undefeated on home soil, tournament after tournament. Their lovely in-game leader Dexter was there, one of their star players. They had Mithra as the coach. Well, Mithra, he went to Mousesports a little bit earlier. Dexter's now made the move. He's been moved over to Europe by Mousesports and going up against his old team with their debut in Europe since I think it was Katowice last year. So it's been a year and a lot's changed. So probably a lot of Aussies watching that one right there. We've got JKS in the server here. You've got to listen to me on the mic. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to make us take over. We're everywhere now.
All over the shop. We're animated.
Elmer Putty coaching Cloud9.
That's true.
What else we got? Do we got anything else exciting? Okay, is this his flash? No. Different rounds. We're in the... look at the score, Chad. Use your bloody eyes. 3-1.
Yeah, this was a really quick 3K from Hampus, and he's more than capable of pulling out those multi-kills. I've been really impressed by Hampus when he first blew up onto the NIP roster. Just multi-kills and having huge impact by leading from the front. That's certainly another one of those leaders for that, that description.
I'm working on my skybox, Alex. We might be able to get it going if this pause... is a little bit longer. So I think that flash I was talking about, we could probably highlight that. Or no, we're not meant to talk about game stuff. So I don't know. We can,
we can talk about game stuff. We just can't talk about like what's going to happen in this round and what weapons they've got, I believe.
All right, well, let's take a look at this, right? So I was highlighting before on that 4-spy round going on where BlameF pushed and he was actually, set them up with a flash. And the flash is to focus on, let me get my drawery tools going, guys. Give me a second. I got to click all these.
Is this a new skybox? It looks very fancy.
Yeah, they've done a lot here. It looks a lot more like Counter-Strike these days.
Nice one, Anna's Bloom.
This guy up here on the little catwalk railing is going to get blind by this flash you're about to see. And you can see Blame in the backlines here. He's going to set this one up. So I can play this and you can, let's go back a little bit. Because let's go back just a little bit here. So you can see that he's lining up the flash. He's lined it up, looked at the ground, released it, and you can see it's just gone off. So this is a very difficult angle to traditionally clear. It's obviously going to flash other players in lobby as well, and probably squeaky players. So I like this little push. It facilitated Config to come through, get himself a bit of a freebie right there. Obviously the round was not to be. That's a nice little detail. Hopefully we can give you guys more skybox as the tournament
progresses. Especially because the T's nading that door off is so, ritualistic. Everyone's doing it. And if you're doing it without having a move that requires the door to be blown off, it is a T advantage having that open, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of flip the script. As soon as they've naded that door off, suddenly it's an advantage you.
Aggressive moves into lobby are a very difficult thing, right? I think that's some of the issues that people are having in the current meta of Nuke, because yard control by the Ts, and we've seen this throughout this half, you've seen it through any Tier 1 Counter-Strike match that you watch, all these different smoke walls, right? Here in today's example, they were using the L blocks to get warehouse a lot. We're going to see that with Complexity too. There's the diagonal, the 3 smokes across. There's also the standard secret wall smoke we see. There wasn't too many deeper wall smokes from NIP where it goes windows and heaven and main. There were a couple of those, but there's so many variations, right? And when you can take control of yard, you could see how much pressure and attention that was drawing. Complexity had Blame there, they had Poison having to watch, Rush with the crossfires. That leaves one player to watch topside and one guy to worry about ramp and then have to fall back. So lots of pressure through yard, and we always talk about that. So if you're a newer viewer, maybe it's some new information for you. But we've got another game, another best of one after this one.
Yeah, and then the best of 3s. For anyone that's just tuned in, by the way, I want to make sure we make it absolutely clear that this is the play-in stage for Katowice. This is not the main tournament. Obviously, you can expect a couple of upgrades as we work our way through, not only in the quality of the Counter-Strike, but also perhaps even the shirts we're wearing.
Maybe.
If you like it.
Might get the iron out. But I've just been informed, Alex, that we can take a quick little break, and hopefully we're back very, very soon. We'll get this technical issue sorted, and we'll see everybody after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Everyone's back in the server, so we can get this one back underway. It's our second best of one of the Katowice play-ins, looking to secure a spot in the main event. Simple as that. We are started with Team Spirit versus Cloud9. Cloud9 sent to the lower bracket, and now we have an opportunity to see Complexity and NIP duking it out in their very first. So, final round of our first half is the recap, Chad. Is there any kind of bullet points to fill them in if they just sat down in the chair?
I think that NIP have looked a lot stronger here on their gun rounds within this first half. Complexity have got it done with some, let's say, individual prowess, right? You've had some good deagle moments from Rush. That was to get them started with the second
Poison
round
pushing lobby.
Yeah, so some risks have been needed to get Complexity going.
Ridiculous spray in the Molotov dark.
Exactly, right? And the fact that we're rehashing those moments is kind of the problem here, and the reason that the scoreline is 8-6, potentially 8-7, maybe even a 9-6 between NIP and Complexity right now. So just had some little kinks that the teams had to get out, and we should be able to get this one started. We're hearing the click keys, Alex. That's always a good sign. That's my favorite noise.
It looks...
Or my least favorite noise. It really depends.
Okay, so yeah, we're actually just awaiting the go-ahead from
the green light
admin team. Like, you know, the checkered flag or whatever they wave. No, it wouldn't make sense to be waving the checkered flag at the start of the race, would it?
In a minute and 55 seconds, we'll be waving the checkered flag, and we'll be going back to another break. So this is the worst cliffhanger to leave you on, but let's hope for a banger round.
Yeah, we need to really make this minute count. All right, it's your minute of Counter-Strike.
The buys are in.
With your allocated 9 minutes of surfing and danger zone content. So let's make this minute count, Chad. 60 seconds thrown onto the clock.
All right, well, there's a kit for JKS. There's some smokes across the board. Not too many Molotovs to work with here. In NIP, well, they have the weaponry advantage. Orps out, ZTR back towards yard. He has looked comfortable.
Flame, you cheeky monkey.
He loves it.
Tucking in, but this is likely to be checked. ZTR looking to hug the main wall and clear it. Oh, tagged him, did he? No. But that's ZTR cooked. Nice work from Blame.
Rush.
Medium rare, Rush very low. That spray could so easily have taken him down. He's been brought further to 6 HP. Nuke very concerned about the potential for an outside presence. Blame has chosen to dip away. Don't blame him.
Oh, here we go. Testing ramp now.
Very capable ramp player is JKS. He has missed his shots and he goes down. Quick trade. Blame was there as well. He was outside a second ago. Good grief. Okay. So keeps the trades, keeps it level. 4v3 though. Complexity do have a man advantage.
Rush has dropped lower here, and this is actually perfect for his HP. He's just going to deal with this lower site, deny the plant, give that info to his team when he hears it, but back towards top. So NIP just pivoting around, looking for these picks. Now towards config. Let's see what he's got.
It's a ballsy angle. He's expecting to win the duel. Well, they preempt it. Oh, they can double swing. Rez checks it, doesn't get the conversion. No, bodies drop.
Damage.
Rez 1 HP. Poison. Oh, he's missed it all. He's missing everything. This is going to cost him.
That's a bad miss right there.
Oh, dear. And with Rush so low, it kind of falls to Blame. He needs to do some heavy lifting here now. He's got the arms for it. Rez has got the ang for it. That's the end of that. Rush with his 6 HP, 1v3. I think that's a bit too much of an order. He has got himself a first and an AK-47. Nuke reveals his presence with a wall bang.
I want to get a move on here. Time a bit of a problem with no kit picked up.
Spots him on sight, so he knows hut and sight. Still not going to be an easy round to win when your HP is 6. Could kill him with Paper clip. He goes down 9-6. Ninjas in pajamas hold the lead heading into the CT side.
Your destiny, slay your enemy, raise a legacy. No more apologies, trust your abilities, gather the energies. Pull yourself back together, been staying off track forever. Child of the nation, will seek redemption, time for salvation. Today is meant to be day of victory, time for history. Rebirth's a tendency, fight the entropy, channel your rivalry. You're praying for fortune to come, you're hearing the sound of the drums. It's too late to backtrack, go back, you're back now. Keep your feet on the ground and stand up. You've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out, out, out. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Give all you got, show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Give all you got, show them how to make a miracle. Go save your team, be a hero. Take home the cup, be a star. They're waiting for you, take aim, shoot your arrow. It's your time to shine, show them who you are. Stronger, gotta go faster, gotta get better, gotta work harder. It's fight or flight now, get up now. Go with the move, go for the goal, lead up the stadium, you know how it's done. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you back out, out. Give all you got, show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you back out, out. Give all you got, show them how to make a miracle.
Six to 9. It sounds like a lot of fun, but perhaps not for Complexity. Pistol could be a lot here, indicative as to how this one's going to be going down. Complexity revitalized as Poison returns from his time away from the game. A Star Warper, absolutely, and good to see that his presence has reignited a little bit of the fire in the bellies of Complexity, but no short of fire in the NIP side either. We are ready to see the ZTR kit Julies.
Oh, it's a combo.
Woo!
It's definitely a combo. Aggression towards ramp early here as well, so they're trying to put a lot of pressure on Complexity.
Oh, I'm scared if I'm Plopsky. I hear a whole stampede charging towards ramp. Now, it's by no means a guarantee that they descend to the lower site. And in fact, yeah, here we are, heading towards heaven. They're going for the signature move. Oh,
Okay.
Go clean as you like. 2 heads and even a third on the cards. Rush dashes the dreams of that. But if you go top site from heaven, I mean, it's been so long,
Very
surely.
telegraphed now,
it's
yeah.
telegraphed, that's the word I'm looking for.
Flame's trying to find a frag here.
This is a no armor ZTR. They just have to hit something. They haven't. Hampus low, though, with a long distance goosh, and there's more in the feed. It's all on to Blame. They're low. A bomb plant would be god tier. He does pull out the Julies.
I don't know if he wants the Julies.
Yeah. Not so certain, not so convinced.
Plant would be great here. They might give him enough room to do exactly that, but he won't win the round. They'll just swarm on him. So he wants to isolate a frag, and 2 players are low.
Okay, if he gets Hampus on hurt, we got room. Oh, he knows. He knows that's such an important duel. He chases it as much as he can. Hampus does well to evade, but... And now
look at this from Popsky.
That's smart stuff. He elevates just out of the crosshairs of Blame. Hard to adjust in time, and NIP have secured a pistol.
Yeah, this is very good for them because it's standard for Complexity to go for force buys. They love getting stuck in with the lower purchases. So if NIP convert this, there'll be nothing left in the bank account. And from there, they can really try to lock this one up. So good scenes from NIP. Normally, right, when you have Complexity going aggressive ramp, you have the rotator coming down ladder or from yard to help fight ladder base. They were more than happy to give up ladder base. Like, you want to swarm it with the Glocks, go for it. And Nuke stopped them in their tracks. It left them with absolutely nothing. Besides this force buy. So the Deagles are out. Scout, Tech 9, a little bit of utility as well. Raz over towards main with this M4. They've actually prioritized some rifles here, have NIP. And that will be necessary to take on Poison's Scout. So he's towards yard. He's met with Blame. They do have utility, right? So these 5 smokes, we can see any smoke walls come in. Really depends on what type of move they want to make. There's not enough Molotovs to go for a top set piece. So this is find space yard, try and get these pistols into some cheeky beaky positions, and go from there. So smokes fly out with about 1:15 left on the clock as they puff on up.
That's the technical term.
Yeah, and that's the L block right there. So you can see this is something we'll note with Blame F. Oh, he can see one.
Oh, it's just the toes, though. It's into the calf. Hampus has got his Swedish shin pads on from his football scrims.
Good flash.
Yeah, not bad. Popsky has got a very busy ramp room. He is going to get swung on. He's got backup now, and it could not be better for the Ninjas in Pajamas. They're in pursuit of an 11th. A single frag separates them from it. And just the one consolation for Blame F. Not much more time on this planet. Certainly not in round 17. Good dig. Takes 2 weapons away, but absolutely nothing for the Swedes to complain about yet. Still not seen a T round out of Cole here.
And I'm kind of worried, to be honest with you, Alex. I think that NIP are in a really good position in this. Just based off of what I was saying earlier, how Threat made comments in an interview with us previously about thinking that the CT side meta of Nuke's changing. We've seen a lot more aggression from teams. The AWP liking to walk up ramp with a rifle next to him. If there's some lobby aggressive moves that maybe Threats come up with here to deal with these Complexity info plays and smoke plays towards yard, I think that they could punish their standard T sides. But again, Complexity are yet to play Nuke with Poison back in the team. So they've obviously been working on some things. We just need to see if it comes to fruition here today. Boost up and over on config. The Deagles are still looking good. And it's 5 of them. So this one, they're not out of the woods just yet. Nuke's a bit harder with the Deagles unless you find space towards yard, because you're going to be coming out of these tight choke points against the SMGs. Going to be utility on top of you. They're trying to wait out the clock here, hoping utility gets thrown, but you can see, take a look at the bottom right-hand of your screen. We've still got 4 smokes left, 2 Molotovs, a HE, a handful of flashes. So good economy of utility here from NIP.
I've got a 1 dig in my waters. Doesn't seem like it's coming anytime soon. Rush does finally find it, but it's all too little. Too late, cleanly finishing off. 2 on ramp. It is just going to be Config's Deagle, a little late arrival. Good shots, not enough. Hampus ducks under to evade that final round. And well, speaking of final round, does look like NIP are closing in on that magic number very quickly. It's going to take some adjusting, but we do have another lime green logo. We lost 1, we gained another.
Yeah, and look, the green logos, they're probably a bit easier to use on the color palette than the brown.
I imagine that the NIP merch team are really grateful that the baby poo brown is no longer the primary color.
Hey guys, you got to work with brown.
Yeah, no, but we want like streetwear, like really cool clothes that like people in the young demographic want to wear, like 18 to 25.
Not going to pop, is it?
No.
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 All right. Well, maybe, you know what they should have done? They should have gone into merch for new parents, because I'm sure that would help mask the color of
Come on now.
Hey, we got a couple of them out there. We're getting old. All right, let's get this gun round underway here, because unless they go for an opening, it's going to be Complexity relying on punishing the rotations, right? So these smokes come out. Now, the concept is to force NIP. Oh, NIP going to push. There's a flash coming.
He's thinking about it. Blame. Oh, the flash was so good. Blame thought he had them booked, but the flashbang completely turns the tables.
Done their homework here, because Blame traditionally is on his own.
Yeah.
Right? And you can see the flight paths. Rez coming out, pushing towards under silo. This is a mess right now for Complexity.
Oh, I mean, individual brilliance is going to have to bail them out, and it could, because Poison has found 2.
Okay, doable now. Rez only has this SMG. JKS has him covered. Galil in hand. That's a big frag. 1v2.
Awkward, though. Rez unannounced. They don't even know it could be Heaven, Hut. He could have a little bit of room to maneuver. He doesn't want to make the noise just yet. The long-range MP9. Why does he make that gun look like an AK? Now he has one. holding the angle. Will Poison hold his nerve? It's
on.
too easy. Easy. That's 13. NIP keep closing the gap. Cole still on a dry streak on the T side.
Yeah, this is very, very difficult, even with that flurry. So the information comes out of Blame. Multiple people are pushing. They know there was the flash assist as well. They try to take to space. The trades come back. We level out into a 2-on-2, but Complexity had no idea where the other two members of NIP were going to be retaking from. There, you're right, the laser beam. MP9, absolute laser beam, and then just finishing off Poison. Easy as you like. And this is good stuff from the Ninjas.
Not bads from the fans across the board.
Little golf clap there. Okay.
Oh, God, imagine crowds. Do you remember them?
Yeah, once upon a time. Well, they're changing the pace here. It looks like they want to get ready for a top pop. So Rush is lining up. Oh, the burning. Lots of damage from that nade, and they're going.
Through the smoke he pushes. Rez actually nearly gets another. This is a massacre. It's over in the first 10 seconds. God damn, Complexity looking lost. Desperately wandering, meandering through the forest. NIP know exactly what they're up to. This is guerrilla warfare. Complexity brought all the wrong gear.
Yeah, don't worry about that new meta I was talking about and seeing what NIP were going to throw at them. Right here, they're just dealing with the standard plays, right? Top pop, we're ready. We've got Hampus there, 21 kills for him, absolutely mauling them. Orpers up heaven, no flashes, they're not smoked off. The mollies, they're not even standing in them. Easy as you like. Feels like NIP have a very good idea of what's happening on this T side, and without the plant, oh, Complexity, those Galils, 4 of them, that's going to be a rough one.
He's got it. Hampus actually tucked into secret the round they go outside. I wonder if they have a measure in place to force him out. Some teams Molotov it, others refire it, and others get triple sprayed on another 4! Hampus just wins a 15th round just like that. It's almost comical.
They haven't been able to get this T-side going, and the rounds that Complexity got in the first half were laboured as it was. So this is an absolute stomping out of NIP here. They have looked in control of this game. The rounds that they lost, it was like, oh, that should never have happened. And the rounds that they've won, they've just
if you took Complexity's rounds back to back in replays, it would look like the sketchiest, most intense game for Complexity.
Yeah.
The truth is, that was just to find 6. Hampus, Rez finishes it off, but I mean, the boys from NIP have come in to make a statement in their opening game. This is supposed to be one of the closer games of our opening play-ins, and they're just charging top site. It's not bad. JKS has actually got into the top side. Can't find it. Okay, ZTR is gone. Maybe the first T round, but Rez has already made things difficult. Chops off the head of the snake.
Oh, they're still pushing.
Not bad. Jumping through the smoke with an MP5 is a bit of a loss of hope strat, but it does convert.
All right, hold up a second. Maybe there's some life left. One-way smoke comes out. Still utility to work with. Nuke watching yard. Molotov below. The nade's good too.
In the smoke, and he spots him. JKS has got 2 with that MAC-10. Still getting awkward now, but Poison lines him up, and there's the first. It took him a top site YOLO rush, but they got it.
Yeah, I feel in that situation, if I'm the team and things haven't been working, it's just let's get in there and take some fights. Now, top site on Nuke, very difficult place. They were lucky. There was only one guy up in the rafters. Everybody else was stuck outside with that utility going on. But it felt like more of a let's go kill mentality. When you see Config jumping into main with an MP5 in his hands, taking some action, going for fights like that, that's a let's just go kill them kind of mentality right there. And let's see if that can continue, because Complexity, they need 8 more just to take us to overtime. So this is not going to be easy by any means. And Nuke, well, he's got that AWP trained towards Squeaky. JKS might be in a bit of trouble. Maybe just a little bit. He's dead already. More speculative shots through the heart. He wants more. He's even seen the... Has he seen the tip?
Yeah, he's got him. Books him. Rush wants the trade, and he nearly had it on the repeat. So, NIP only need 3 more frags to convert this one and to advance into the best of 3s in the upper bracket of our play-ins. And there goes another. Blame knocked on his bottom. Just Rush and Poison. As that smoke fades, Rush will need to find more than 1. Ahead of the smoke. To be checked by ZTR.
Oh, almost the double. Look at their HP.
I don't mind the vent drop. It's a question of will they be ready for such a fast flank from Rez? Oh, he's just going to go get a double from Decon, isn't he?
Oh, that nade.
Oh, it's even worse. Rush catches it in his top pocket. 50 seconds in a dream. Poison 1v2. Doesn't look likely, especially considering I don't know if there's been a sound cue made by that vent player.
Oh, he's dead.
And Hampus has already got him. Books him. 16-7, a thrashing. Ninjas in pajamas making quite the statement.